Maria with Let's Talk World with Maria and Joe. Or Maria. I was so used to of saying that all the time. But anyways, this is Maria at your service for the week. And Maria and Joe Live TV will be coming out in a little bit later. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things like about spring, Easter, fashion, and we have really good guest host this week. And before I actually get into details of what Let's Talk World with Maria Pereza means, or what is our objective of having this show, let me say hi to my family in the Philippines. I actually was talking to them earlier, and I promised them that I will be mentioning all their names. And I would like to say hi to my brother Samuelito Ruiz at Bacaray, Ilocos Norte, my nephew Louis Lawrence, and Grace, my brother's wife, my sister-in-law. And also, I would like to say hi to my sister in Banna, Ilocos Norte in the Philippines, Rosie Ruiz, my niece Kelsey Lynn, my brother-in-law, my niece Cindy. There you go. They got her name from Cindy. Cinderella. There you go. And also, I would like to say hi to my nephews in the Philippines, in Lawag, Mark Anthony, B. Jake, or Jake, Hero, Mark Bulado, or Mark J, and also to George Medina Jr., and to my brother-in-law Rafi Pakli. And also, I would like to say hi to my mom in Hawaii, and to my sister Marcia, and her beautiful daughters, Princess and Mai, and his brand new baby boy. What's the name now? Okay. Anyways, I forgot the name. But anyways, hi to all my families out there, and also to my friends. I would like to say hi to all my friends out there who keep on watching me and helping me, supporting me on this show. And of course, I want to say hi to my co-host Joseph Escoda. He is actually in the air right now, going to Ohio to celebrate some kind of really nice anniversary, I think. But anyways, Joe, fly safe. I'll see you back here next week on our Maria and Joe Live TV. And by the way, let's see. Let's talk world with Maria. What is this all about? Well, we're gonna be actually covering or promoting businesses, local businesses, or even though you're out of Las Vegas, Nevada, it's fine. We would be able to actually cover or promote your business. Just send me a text or a message, and I will get you into my show. And we will be talking about a lot of businesses that's going on here in Las Vegas, and we will be covering grand openings. Actually, in few days, we will be doing some grand openings. And I would like to say hi to my friend Warlene, Marcel, JC, and there's another one that I forgot, but drive safe. I know you guys are on your way. And also, viewers, we will be talking about asset protection on this episode. This is my first episode, so please bear with me and stay with me all through the 1 hour show. All right, asset protection. I will be having a really nice person. He is an advisor, and he will be helping me out, explaining to you guys how to protect your assets. Technically, when we're talking about protecting assets, we are talking one thing, and it's insurance. To protect your asset, we have to insure it. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but that's what I think. And sometimes what I think is always, no, it's not always, but it can be right. But anyways, and I also wanted to say hi to Mom Nenita Akova. She actually just joined us. Thank you, ma'am, for watching. Nenita Akova is actually my teacher back in high school, and she can actually tell you how good student I am when I was in high school. Right, ma'am Nenita? But anyways, what we're gonna be doing on Let's Talk World with Maria. I would like to. I am an independent marketer. I do market, I do promote businesses left and right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Not only in Las Vegas, Nevada, but I have a lot of friends I have actually some friends in Texas who have their businesses. So I know that I promised you guys a few months ago that I will be advertising and doing commercial for your business, promoting your business, but I haven't started that yet. But with this show, Let's Talk World with Maria, I would be able to promote your businesses. And to all those who have businesses out there, or your performer, singer, come on in, let me know, and I will get you on my show. Let's Talk World with Maria, right? And also, by the way, we have a lot of show coming up. We have a show with Maria Almanzar. By the way, hi Maria. She will be coming up into social media shows network, and she's gonna be actually having a show. It's more of a community, helping the community show. So please let us support my friend Maria Almanzar. And also I would like to say hi to Mr. Kevin Kyrie. He's a performer. And to James. James is a stand-up comedian. And also to Tim Smallwood. It's been, I know, it's almost a year since I told you that I'm gonna be helping you promote your show. And also, there's a lot more out there. I also want to say hi to Sean Cosgrove. Sean Cosgrove is a good-looking dude here in Vegas he is the CEO of Bolt Trucking. So we're gonna be doing a lot on this show. So anyways, I would like you guys, viewers, to stand by, and as soon as we get our guests coming in, we will be able to. Actually, they just walk in, but we will be right back on the second segment, and I will introduce you guys a very nice man. I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye bye.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Social media shows
is about
branding, opportunity,
and outreach.
We are an entertainment company that empowers others
by promoting and supporting our community
and everyone who reaches our content.
Here on social media shows,
Here we're a family.
We are family. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, sing. We are family.
We are family.
We are family. We are family.
We are family.
We are family, and we want you to be part of our social media shows family.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. You have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
Well, now we're back at Maria. Let's talk world with Maria, and look what I got here. Look who I have here. I meant, sorry, you're not actually a material, are you? Well, this is Mr. Robert Morgen, but before actually we get to that point, I just want to talk about what we are going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about asset protection. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. She knows all. She's the host.
Well, asset protection. What is asset protection, by the way? Well, let me tell you, this is a type of planning intended to protect our assets from creditor claims. Individuals and businesses and business entities use asset protection techniques to limit creditors to access the certain valuable assets while operating within the bounds of debtor-creditor law. Are you aware of that?
Okay, yeah. I just learned something.
Oh.
No, I'm joking.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I had you going.
Well, you know what? I had actually introduction for you, but for some reason, I'm only a one woman here.
You're a one woman show. Right.
Yeah, one woman show here. I couldn't actually pull it out. So
okay.
Go ahead. This is Mr. Robert Morgen, and he is an advisor.
I am.
Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself to our
sure.
viewers.
Well, first off, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Just a little side note, how I ended up in this chair today. I made an attempt at a Facebook Live video. It went wrong, but the first couple minutes were great. Maria was actually checking it out. We exchanged a couple of messages. She got the fact of what I do, which is what piqued her interest and wanted to have me on today. So what do I do? Well, basically I'm a life and health advisor, a life and health insurance agent. I'm a broker with Health Markets Insurance Agency. I do operate my own independent website, askrobertmorgan.com. It's really just to get some answers and contact information, a way to connect with me. I'm all over social media, Facebook and LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me there too. But what do I do? Essentially, I sell insurance for a living, tell you like I tell my clients, but there's a difference between a salesman and an advisor. With respect to asset protection, the insurance products that I sell are primarily risk management type products. Health insurance, life insurance, supplemental insurance, disability, long-term care. There's a couple schools of thought from the industry that, first you want to invest your money so that you have assets to protect. Others say, well, make sure that you've got those steps and measures in place to protect yourself before you go building a nest egg. Depending upon what you want to do with your lifestyle, with your money, that's the direction that I'm going to advise. It's not about me, it's about my clients. There are certain things that we need to educate, and we need to literally train clients. There's a lot of agents out there that talk a lot about life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, great products. I sell them myself. I believe in them. But if you have a disability, if you have potentially a need for long-term care, why? Where did it stem? Well, likely it stemmed from an illness or an injury. That's very cookie cutter in general, of course, but likely it would stem from that type of incident. So we have to be able to take a step back and look at our health insurance. And let's protect ourselves from the ground up, from the ground floor. Let's look at our health insurance. Let's make sure that we understand how our health insurance works so that we can protect ourselves financially from the financial gaps that health insurance leaves on the table. From there, we can include our other ancillary benefits, our life insurance, supplemental insurance. A lot of people don't understand all the tools that are out there. And again, as an educator, as an advisor, that's what we do. We sit down with you and we understand what exactly are we looking to protect. What are your plans? Where do you see yourself? A lot of people might get me confused with the financial planner. I am not. I don't manage money. I don't invest money. The products that I sell are, again, protection or risk type non-equity products. They are insurance products.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up your website here so that we can actually show the public. But
Sure.
if you guys watching, I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
If you guys watching, just go on askrobertmorgan.com.
Yeah, but let me just help your audience out here.
Okay, go
My
ahead.
parents blessed me with a wacko last name. It's commonly misspelt. My last name is Morgen. E is in Edward. So if you go to askrobertmorgan.com and it's not Morgen, who knows where you're going to end up, and it's not my fault.
Well, Robert, before I go with my first question, let me just actually acknowledge our viewers here. I had Rolando K. Hi, Lani Ligsai, thank you for watching us. And this is Mr. Robert Morgan, and he is an advisor. He is not a financial advisor, but he can we can relate on what he is gonna be talking about today. And by the way, Robert, I was browsing on your website last night, and by the way, his website is under on the bottom of your screen, so you can go ahead and look it up what he does. But he does a lot of things. How long you been doing this? How long you been helping out the community?
Sure. Well, I got licensed back in 2014. Signed my contract with Health Markets in December of 2014. Went through my first open enrollment that year, 2014 into 2015, and I've just been serving ever since. And the industry has constantly changed year after year.
Yes.
We deal with changes in the industry, and a lot of the content that I put on my social media, I do so not because I expect people to call me every day just on that content alone, because it's very dry, it's very boring. But as you're scrolling through Facebook and you see the stuff that I'm putting out there, at least you'll know, okay, hey, there's the guy that's doing all the thinking that I don't want to take time to do. Here's a trusted advisor that understands this industry. That a big part of my job is to understand healthcare legislation, is to understand where this is going.
Yeah, and that's actually can be really, really overwhelming if
Very.
you are if I'm like when I was browsing on your website last night, and it's overwhelming. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask him tomorrow. By the way, let me actually explain to the viewers how we met.
By all means. Can I show them? It's actually
This.
this little. I have the same one. Mine doesn't work.
Yeah, well, I make mine work.
She makes it work.
Yeah, I do a lot of technical things in my own live streaming. But by the way, no, this is actually made.
Beautiful studio, by the way. I'm
Thank
impressed.
you.
Look at this.
Thank you. By the way, this is what really caught my eye on you, right? When he actually went live, I actually just click and I love to see people going on live on social media because that's what I do. So when I look on your live show, okay, besides the point that your microphone is not working,
Right.
I started laughing when you said, I am a insurance guy. That's what you said. You're
I
an
did.
insurance guy.
I'm a life and health guy.
So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So let me stay more until actually your microphone went
kaput. Yeah.
Yes. But anyways, yes. Asset protection. When I think about asset protection, I'm looking at asset. My car, my money, my life, my house. So I'm thinking about insurance.
Sure.
So
Sure.
do you think the same way? Do you think the
Yeah.
same way, viewers?
And by all means, pipe up in the comments there, and we can see what people are saying. If there's a question, I'm happy to answer it. Of course, I'm going to look at things from an insurance standpoint. A financial planner is going to look at things from a financial planning standpoint. We're kissing cousins. We're kissing cousins. Of course, financial planners, most will have the ability to invest or carry money. An insurance agent, I don't mean just an insurance agent, insurance agents that are not at CFP, Certified Financial Planners. Typically, we don't. There are insurance agents that do, and there are CFPs that are also insurance agents. But what is an asset? An asset is something of value. An asset could be real property like your home. It could be an investment property. It could be your cash. It's also commonly referred to as your estate,
Yes.
your belongings. So when we look at planning, when we look at protection, I don't mean to be redundant, but what I said earlier is some folks want to be able to build up their assets and then seek the insurance to protect it. Others believe that it's best to have the insurance so that when you build your asset, the insurance is already there. It's going to depend on so many different things specific to who you are, what you do for a living, so many certain and the sundries. What I do on my side, when you look at the overall financial risk of health insurance, what do I mean by financial risk? Well, very plain and simple, the maximum out of pocket in plan year 2018 for an individual person is $7,350. Now that's the maximum out of pocket. So I'm sure that there are people out there that might have an insurance policy with a lower one. I'm just saying the maximum out of pocket is $7,350. Some would say, you know what, hey, if something happens to me, I've got a 401k, I've got an IRA, I've got a Roth. That's all well and good, but if you're under 65, now there's a tax implication. And of course, I'm sure that retirement fund was not intended for medical debt, so now how long is it going to take you to recoup that loss? But when we look at medical debt, it's not just the out-of-pocket maximum to be concerned about. You're paying a monthly premium.
Yes.
Your monthly payment is, of course, we all know our premium. So you have to take that premium and multiply it by 12 plus at that maximum out of pocket. And that will reflect what that financial risk of that health insurance policy is. But does it stop there? No. When you look at the average cost of care, 5, 6, 8 hours in an ER, 3, 4, 5 days in a hospital bed, you are going to so far surpass that $7,350. Okay? Now, granted, the way that Obamacare works is that when you hit your maximum out of pocket, it's a debt ceiling. So you're not going to owe any more in medical debt, but there's the loss of income. There's the unplanned prescriptions. There's your home health care. There's many things that we have to be concerned about as consumers to understand, well, what happens if I can't work for a week, a month? What happens if I need rehab or I end up on 3 medications? These are things that we have to take into consideration. So there are financial products or insurance products that protect our financial interests. Because when you look at insurance, and what is insurance? Do you know?
Well, it's all I know about insurance is to actually protect your assets if in case something happens to you.
But she's close. She's close.
You
Gotta have fun with it. Gotta have fun with it.
You know, last week we have finances topic last week, and actually it wrecked my brain.
Yeah.
Now you're actually making my brain more.
Makes a little bit more sense.
But yes,
Sure.
of course,
What insurance is specifically, and this goes for car insurance, this goes for homeowners or renters insurance, all kinds. What insurance is a spread of risk It's other people's money. What we need to understand is that insurance was never intended to be an end-all be-all. Insurance is a spread of risk.
Oh,
so
okay.
what that means...
That makes sense.
Right. Under the Affordable Care Act, I'm not here to champion the Affordable Care Act. There's a lot of work that our healthcare system needs. No doubt about it. But under the current law, the Patient Portability and Affordable Care Act, or the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, same thing, guys.
So it's not actually Trump care. It's not Obamacare, right?
It's our care, but
It's
that's a
our
different.
care.
No, that's a plug for something else. Go to ourcarebill.org. Do you know what ourcarebill.org is?
You know what? I am, like what I said, I'm trying to actually get there last night.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay.
Let me finish this train of thought because I think I was hot on the topic here.
Okay,
I'm
good.
on something. When you look at what insurance really does, it spreads your risks. If you have a $500,000 medical debt, and the insurance company is willing to cover $490,000+ of that, and you have to come up with about $7,000, would you say that that's okay?
No.
Why?
Well, I'm paying a premium,
Correct?
so why should I come up with another money out of pocket?
Because that's the spread of risk.
That,
I'm not saying I agree with it. Our healthcare system has a lot of work that needs to be done. But when we look at the point and the principle of what insurance is and what insurance does, we have to understand that it's that spread of risk. It's other people's money. So when we say other people's money, you've got a pool of people, maybe 100,000, maybe 500,000, maybe a few million people that all pay what? A monthly premium, right? Now that monthly premium goes into a big pot. For health insurance, under the Affordable Care Act, the health insurance carriers, your United Healthcares, your Aetnas, your Anthems, they all have to take 80 cents on the dollar and put it into their insurance, put it into their risk pool, into their providers, doctors, specialists, okay? That 20% is allowed to be their profit. Now, does it work exactly like that? Come on. There's some very smart people that had spent a long time in college and that are sitting shirt and tie in a boardroom right now figuring out how to make those numbers flex, right? I'm no dummy. But all we're saying is that that's how it's other people's money. So that when an occurrence happens and you need a large payout, that money's there for you.
So it's kind of like a trust.
No, it's insurance.
Yeah, it's insurance, but insurance and trust actually goes hand in hand too, right?
They're cousins. They're cousins. But
Okay.
insurance is insurance. We don't want to confuse folks. A trust is something private that is generated by an individual, typically amongst attorneys, usually for a family.
Oh my God. So I'm learning a lot. Okay, go ahead.
Right. So when we look at the way health insurance works, and you're like, wow, to your point, I'm paying all this money, now I still owe this much.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I do as a health markets agent is I teach consumers what we call redirect and supplement. What most people don't understand is that when you look at health insurance options, and we'll go to the extreme and say like a bronze and a gold policy.
Okay.
That bronze policy has a really high deductible, and the gold policy usually has half
So
of it.
what's the difference between those?
Exactly. Not much. Why? Because it's Obamacare. It's the same 10 essential health benefits, which are your coverages. Things like maternity, things like mental care, preventative care, hospitalization. Those are only 4. Anybody that's watching this right now can Google 10 essential health benefits, Obamacare, and read a list of all 10. Those are the coverages. They don't change carrier to carrier. You're not going to get any better coverage with Anthem or Cigna or United or anybody else because it's all Affordable Care Act. It's a standardization of care.
Okay.
So when you look at the different health insurance options, you might find one with a higher deductible or lower deductible, but the maximum out of pocket is likely to be the same, or within about $1,000 of each other. Okay?
Yeah.
There's a place in the market for gold and platinum health insurance policies, and that place is for the sick. Because when you look at the difference in the co-pays to go see your doctor and your specialist, from a bronze versus a gold, it's usually a $30, $40 difference.
Yeah.
But the difference
And-
in the premium is a couple of $100.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
you better be going to the doctor 4 or 5 times a month just to break even on that premium.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I kind of realize is I'm like sometimes when I choose which plan I'm gonna take, it doesn't really matter when it comes to the premium and the deductible. So.
Well, so what we do at Health Markets is we take people, now everybody's different. This is not an end-all be-all. This is not a one-size-fits-all. But if you're generally healthy, maybe once or twice you see the doctor, maybe 3 times a year.
Or
and
none
one of
at
those
all.
is prevent, or none at all, right?
Yeah.
None at all. Why go into a gold policy or a platinum policy or even a silver policy? Look, we know Obamacare has its challenges. If I told you, Maria, do you want something that's gold or do you want something that's bronze? Well, gold is better than bronze, right?
Yes, of course.
Not
yeah.
in this case.
Yes. Well, if you look at it, you're gonna be going on the higher quality, which is.
But the quality is the same.
Oh, no, what I meant is if you're looking on the front face of it,
Right.
It's gold. Oh yeah, I think gold is better.
Sure.
But if you
That's
don't
what
actually,
we want people to think.
Yeah. Exactly. But if you look.
They, not we. Let me separate that. That's what they want you to think.
Yes. Not only in insurance and other products too, you know what I mean? But
Certainly.
You're looking on, hey, it's gold. Like, if you don't do your due diligence, researching and really getting into deep on that
Right.
plan, you'll never ever know. But
Right. And you're not going to unless you
because-
have an advisor.
Exactly, yeah. Even though, like what I said, it hurts my brain when I am reading all these bills and everything. What is that all about?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So we're gonna be back on our third and fourth segment, and I will be having Mr. Morgan here still. So stay tuned.
Listen, check it. Trying to build a bridge, instead I burned it down. Oh, I tried to lift them up, but found me beaten down to the ground. I was too weak to face my pain, caught up in the flood that was my rain. We both moved on, but my heart remains there. Oh, what I put you through.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provides.
back to Let's Talk World with Maria Pureza, and that's me. And of course, I still have my guest over here, Mr. Robert Morgen. And we were actually talking earlier about how to protect your assets. And before we get into our topic, I would like to say hi to Veronica Singh of Financial Mastery. Thank you for having you last week in my show, and we will get together again because I want to learn more about financial mastery in the future.
She's a sponge, Veronica, a sponge.
Yeah,
Soaking it up.
Well, yeah, you know what? All these things, viewers, is actually very educational tools to help us in our day-to-day living. Do you agree with me on that,
Absolutely,
Robert? Yeah, and it's everything that you talked about earlier is very interesting, especially to all people out there. It's not because they don't want to learn or they don't want to know about all these things, but it's because they don't have time to do it. They just keep on actually earning their assets and without and not thinking.
Or losing them.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? You made a really good point earlier about about the health insurance. My dad actually came from. My dad is an immigrant from the Philippines 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And when he came over here, he's not working because he's old. And when he got here, we couldn't get him health insurance. It's because he's not qualified for the government one. So we went to this marketplace.
Healthcare.gov.
Yes. So we got him an insurance, but it's kind of too late. He passed away. So. Yeah, but it's okay. It's ouch for me. I took care of all the bills and everything. As a matter of fact, I'm still paying for those things.
Yep.
And there's no way you can backdate it, right?
Nope. No. Well, and that's where, when we talk about the health insurance is about a third of what you really need. The health insurance, let me be very clear. There's two reasons why you want health insurance. Avoid the tax penalty, have a ticket to a hospital.
Yes.
That's it. Did you know that health insurance doesn't cover you?
No, I'm paying for it.
No, it doesn't cover you. Nope.
What do you
Health
mean?
insurance covers doctors and hospitals. It makes sure that they get paid.
Oh, yeah.
And that's okay because God forbid if you ever need a hospital or a doctor, it's there for you.
Yeah, I have a question about that. We pay premium on our health insurance.
Yep.
Like it's really high, 200 something at workplace. But they don't cover the emergency, the 911, the emergency car.
Well, that's actually false. I don't know what kind of insurance you have at work, but if it is in fact a traditional health insurance carrier like United Healthcare, Health Plan of Nevada, Sierra Health and Life, Anthem Blue Cross, Cigna, Aetna, any of these types of companies, then emergencies are part of the 10 essential health benefits under the Affordable Care Act. If these essential services are not being offered, then I would really inquire with your employer because that means until next year, you would be susceptible to a tax penalty.
Oh.
2.5% gross or $6.95 a person, whichever is greater, for not having the health insurance. Now, before all your comments start lighting up, no, the penalty went away. Yes, the penalty, otherwise known as the individual mandate, the Trump administration has removed it. However, it will not be in effect until plan year 2019. And all it simply means is that you will not be penalized for not having health insurance.
Oh, wow.
But for responsible, mature folks like you and me and
the viewers.
And your viewers, you're going to have the health insurance anyway, so
Yeah.
you're not really getting away with anything.
Yes. It's a huge devastation if you don't have an insurance and something happens.
Sure.
I've been there, so I know.
Right.
Yeah, so I know. Well, like what I was telling you earlier, when I was watching your video, viewers go ahead and watch or go to his website askrobertmorgan.com and you'll be able to follow me of what I'm going to start talking about.
Yeah.
Is the bill.
The ourcarebill.org, yes. Health Markets, the agency that I'm contracted with, about a year-ish ago, they created a movement. It's the Our Care movement. Because in the end, this is about us. This is our health insurance. This is our health care. It's not Obamacare. It's not Trump care. It's our care. And what this movement has created, and you can find this on Facebook if you search Facebook for Our Care, also Twitter, Our Care. The website is ourcarebill.org. And anybody who knows anything about websites, I want you to pay attention to that .org. This is a non-selling website. We're not trying to find creative ways to simply try to push product in front of you. What Our Care does, it enables everyday folks like you and I to legitimately have a voice in healthcare legislation. You can build your own healthcare bill. Legitimately build your own healthcare bill. It doesn't take 4 hours. You don't need to be an expert in healthcare legislation. It just simply walks you through a battery of questions asking what's important to you. And as a result, it creates a healthcare bill that you can tweet directly to President Trump. And you can also send it to politicians here in Nevada, for example, in Carson City or downtown Las Vegas. I'm sure your viewers are from all parts in the United States. So you can create your own healthcare bill, send it to your congressmen, send it to your senators, send it to your governors, and let your voice be heard in what we want our health care to look like. The health care as it stands right now, it's not just us, the consumers, that are being affected. It's the providers. Well, who's a provider? A provider is a doctor. It's your regular old family doctor. It's your OB. It's your internist. It's your specialists like your surgeons. It's hospitals, correct. Urgent care. It's anywhere where you would receive treatment or service within the medical community. These are providers. And providers have experienced quite a challenge under the Affordable Care Act. Not passing the plate for the surgeon making $300,000 a year, and I'm certainly not passing the plate for the prescription medication industry. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to get it where we want it to be. But isn't it nice to know that there is a mechanism in place that we can go right now, create our own health care bill, and send that bill to our politicians, including President Trump. Is it everything? No. But if more people take a step back, realize, let's quit complaining, let's stop pointing the finger, let's come together.
And do your work.
Do your job. Do your job as a consumer, as a citizen.
Exactly.
Here's an opportunity to have a legitimate sounding board. Here's a way to create your own health care bill. What do you want your health care to look like? Ourcarebill.org.
So,
get it done.
Yes, a plan for what has to be done. And technically, this this legislation actually, this is the community pay for them. So let's do our job is speak out. Our voice actually matters.
Our voice matters when it's a collective voice, when government can't ignore it, when you've got one or two people that make a very compelling story on Facebook and post it to 100 or 500 or 1,000 people on Facebook, that's cute. But when hundreds of thousands of us can band together and find a way to send our message to our politicians, we become increasingly difficult to ignore. Should it be that way? Probably not. But that's the way it is. So let's take what we have and let's change it the best way that we can. But let's do it objectively. Let's do it objectively. I don't care what color your skin is or what God you pray to. It's a human right to be able to live a healthy, happy life. there's a debate over whether health insurance or health care is a right or a privilege. I'm not here to get into that. I'm too close to the industry.
We're staying away from politics.
We're staying away from that. But there is opportunity for us as citizens, as consumers, people that we know, need this coverage. Even if you're not a sick person, health insurance isn't for when you're sick. Health insurance is there to cover everyday bumps and bruises, but health insurance is also there to tackle the things that you cannot foresee. How often do you go to the doctor?
I think I went to the doctor a year ago.
Okay, so you're a pretty healthy person. You look like you take care of yourself. She looks like she eats well, doesn't she, audience? Yes, pipe up in the messages. The point is that for somebody like you, you just need preventative care. You need to make sure that if, God forbid,
Something
when
happens.
you're coming home at 6 o'clock in the evening, minding your own business, waiting at a red light, and some dummy behind you texting and driving slams into you at 30 miles an hour and puts your head through a windshield or cracks your neck. Could you plan for that?
No, those are the accidents.
Exactly.
Things that happens.
What if you eat something and you didn't realize you were allergic to it, or you went to a restaurant and the food was bad? Nothing against restaurants, stuff happens.
Yeah.
But this is why we get insurance. So what I explained
To
protect.
And the number one asset is yourself, your body.
Well,
that's your number one
correct.
asset.
Look, how many people have homeowners insurance, renter's insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, all very important. I'm not poo-pooing it. But the one insurance that most people pay little attention to is health insurance.
Exactly. And that's the most important thing.
The most important thing. Look, it's not the most important thing when it comes to the type of insurance, but it's the most important thing to make sure that you have access to doctors and specialists.
Exactly. Yes,
okay?
Exactly.
I always explain to my healthy clients, my prediction for you this plan year is that 80% of what's going to happen to you is, guess what? Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Probably.
That's my point. So there's this 15 to 20% chance something's going to happen. Is it worth the risk?
No.
Probably not. So as an agent, now I spent, I'd say all of 2017 finding real options, alternatives to Obamacare. And there's a few out there. They're not perfect, neither is Obamacare. They're not end-all, be-all options. It comes with a conversation, and one would have to care enough about their own health and longevity to want to learn about these options. To kind of give everybody an idea what I'm referring to, there's a product out there called short-term health. One of the products that are out there that's been around for about 6-7 years that's really becoming a staple in my industry is Ministry Health Share. And there's a few of them out there. They don't all work the same, but they do have some commonalities. There's a particular carrier that I represent. I'm not going to name drop because I don't want to be that guy. But what I'm saying is that if you have a genuine need deep down inside and you know you need the coverage, but you're tired of those high Obamacare premiums, there are options out there, okay? But the real thing is to make sure that when you look at assets, I need to cover my assets. So I have this health coverage. That's going to give me protection if I'm hospitalized or need a doctor. But what if I can't work? What if there are expenses beyond your deductibles, co-insurances, maximum out-of-pockets, prescription medications, and copays? What if you need medical durable goods? What if you have to not work for a month? What if you need home health care? Well, that's where products like supplemental insurance come in. Okay?
Is that a part of life insurance or no?
Sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes. Some life insurance policies do include what are called LBs or living benefits. And it just depends on you and your budget. It depends on family history. Again, it comes with that conversation. Sometimes it's better to go with a life insurance policy that offers living benefits so that you can get your hands on 90 to 100% of your death benefit while you're still living. But it takes
That
a
makes
critical
sense.
illness, it takes a terminal illness, or it takes a chronic illness to be able to access those funds. And so for some clients, it's best to look at different life insurance options, but still have a element of supplemental insurance, things like hospital confinement, critical illness, and accident protection, because these supplemental products will pay a direct cash benefit to you, not doctors, not hospitals. And because it's an insurance benefit, it's not income. So there's no tax liability.
Wow, that's a pretty good one. I think that's actually, I heard about that, but it's actually accidental insurance or supplemental, probably supplemental. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty.
Well, and buyer beware, because there's a lot of really creative salesmen out there that are positioning very
trying
bloated.
to get you in.
Right. Well, there are certain products out there. They're not bad products, but when improper agents are trying to make a buck on you, and they're positioning these products for something that they're not, that's when they become volatile. So you have to understand what you're getting. Is what I'm buying a health insurance policy? Is what I'm buying short-term medical? Is what I'm buying ministry health share? Is what I'm buying fixed indemnity, critical illness, hospital confinement?
Wow,
I'm
there's a lot out
overwhelming
there.
you, yeah, and I'm
Yes,
overwhelming you on
exactly.
purpose.
Yeah, yes, you do. And honestly, these are different insurance to protect everything.
It's all to protect your financial asset, because at the end of the day, what is insurance? It's a spread of risk. It's other people's money, and the reason why you get insurance is to protect your financial interest. So you could have money saved up, and that's great, but it probably wasn't there for the purposes of medical debt. Okay? That's why you get supplemental, life, health, disability.
all the type of protection that you could get.
Well, and what I explain to clients is that if you do it my way and you take, for example, we'll say with Obamacare, you get the lowest metal level policy, a bronze policy. You're healthy. You're not on many medications. If you take that bronze policy and you couple it with some basic critical illness, accident, and hospital confinement supplemental protection, in addition to a life insurance policy. Life insurance is a whole different show. But you want to make sure that supplemental benefits are also known as living benefits. So if you have those living and death benefits through a life insurance policy coupled with your health insurance, I call that a blended premium. It's all 3-4 types of insurance all together as a package. And when you look at what each one is going to cost and you add it all up, that gives you that whole premium. That's what you're going to pay every month. But when you compare what I would do with that bronze, that supplemental, and that life insurance next to a gold policy, you're going to find that my way is actually less expensive. I didn't say cheap. There's no such thing as cheap.
No.
It's less expensive, it's more affordable, and you're getting a much greater comprehensive level of coverage. Because now we're putting in a component that's going to pay you a direct cash benefit if something happens. So I can cover that $73.50 maximum out of pocket. So I can cover 80-90% of what puts you into a hospital. I'll have a claim for you on my supplemental. But that means that there's a 20% chance, 10 to 20% chance that there won't be a claim. Nothing's perfect, but you know what, Maria?
What?
I like those odds.
Well, you know, these are all actually, like what he said, it's overwhelming me. And
It's a lot of stuff.
yeah, it's a lot of information.
AskRobertMorgan.com.
Yes, go on his website, ask
Go to my
Robert
Facebook,
Morgan.
too.
Yeah, and he also have his own Facebook.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be actually collaborating all of these
There's
things.
a collab. There's a
Yeah.
collab. What do you
Yeah.
think? Put it in the comments.
And I'm so glad that I have you this week.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're running out of time, and we could actually keep going on and on.
You got to
and
shut me up, Maria. That's what you're going to learn about me.
You know what?
Yeah.
I love it. I love all the information that you
Great.
guys love it. Viewers, we need to protect our assets. It's not because we have those assets actually set in there. We have our money in our bank. It doesn't matter how much money we have in the bank if we don't have actually any plan in protecting these assets. It can
Could be
go
gone like that.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Robert. It's an honor to have you,
No, thank you.
in my show, and I will be streaming your video.
Great.
Yeah.
OurCareBill.org.
And viewers, thank you so much for staying with me. And also, we still have Maria and Joe Live TV coming up. And I have a really good guest co-host on the show. And you will love it. We will be talking about fashion, spring fashion, about Easter, and all about fun. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. Thank you.